Diabetes, and more specifically type 2 diabetes, is a chronic condition that affects millions of Americans. Now the American Diabetes Association's declared this condition an epidemic here in Ohio. Now, given its prevalence, it's important to understand the possible risk factors and how healthy lifestyle habits and treatments can help to both prevent and improve type 2 diabetes. To provide a little guidance on the topic today, we have Dr. Gary Grosel, Chief Medical Officer, UnitedHealthcare of Ohio, with us today. Dr. Grosel, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me.
So to start off, can you tell us more about diabetes?
Yeah, so diabetes is a chronic condition that's really characterized by the inability to regulate insulin, and therefore it increases your blood sugar levels. And right now, there are 38 million people in the US with diabetes, and 90 to 95% of those are type 2 diabetes. And we'll get into type 1 in a little bit. But the interesting thing is that 20% of those with type 2 diabetes don't even realize they have it. Another factor is something called prediabetes. And there are 98 million with prediabetes, and 80% of those don't realize that they have it. Right now in Ohio, 1.1 million people have diabetes.
And what are some of the risk factors for type 2 diabetes?
So I would say the main risk factors are obesity and physical inactivity. And right now in Ohio, 38% or 3.5 million are considered obese. And really the obesity is also, there's a fat distribution that's associated with it as well. Those that have a higher risk factor tend to get more of the abdominal increase in weight. That happens to me when I gain some weight. That's where it goes. That's actually a risk factor that is a part of this. Also, physical inactivity. 25% of Ohio residents right now are physically inactive. And we really need to kind of increase the activity of all of us in order to take care of this issue that's going on.
So what can people do to reduce that risk of type 2 diabetes?
Yeah, so, try to maintain an active lifestyle. And, a lot of times it's part of it is also with diet and including lean proteins such as chicken, fish, and turkey. Also having vegetables and including, balanced portions of carbohydrates. So you're kind of getting that healthy eating lifestyle that is something that, I tend to use the philosophy, everything in moderation. So try to do the best you can with that. As far as activity, 25-minute brisk walking a day is all you really need to get to be able to control the diabetes a little bit better in the blood glucose levels, and adding in some muscle exercise as well, maybe twice a week. And that can be done right out in the garden, for a lot of people that can't get to a gym or something like that. And finally, just controlling those stress levels. Some of it is being able to do the walking. Some of it is just taking a break from work and stepping outside, enjoying the sunshine, and just trying to reduce the stress levels there.
And Dr. Grosel, for those who have type 2 diabetes, are there ways that they can better live with the condition?
So it's important to kind of monitor your blood levels and see where you are. And sometimes glucose monitoring with a CGM, we call them, which a program that UnitedHealthcare has called Level 2. I'm going to get into it in a little bit. But it's where you hook up and you're able to see what your blood sugars are as you exercise or eat certain foods. But it's also important to talk to your providers and find a strategy. There are times when you do need to treat the diabetes with insulin, or even the latest trend is GLP-1s. And the problem with some of the GLP-1s, besides the expense, is that they, if you go off them, you can gain that weight right back. But if you combine with a program like Level 2, you can do actually extremely well with it and keep that weight off afterwards.
So what sort of programs or resources are available for people with type 2 diabetes?
Yeah, and so first of all, going to your employer and asking what programs they have is always important, and your employers will love you asking about it because they're all set. They want you to stay healthy. At United Healthcare, we do have this program called Level 2. We give you a free CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor. You wear it, as I said, and you'll know when you're eating, let's say you eat breakfast and you can see, wow, my levels are really going up. What is it that I'm eating? Oh, it's the sausage that I'm eating that's causing that. So you can change that. Or when I'm walking, what are my blood sugars doing? And you're able to actually adjust your lifestyle with that. But regarding the Level 2 Assured Value Program, if you're an eligible employer, and that is 125 covered employees that have type 2 diabetes, 100% of the fees will be looked at, and they're reconciled against the savings from the program itself. And if for some reason the fees are more than the savings, actually Level 2 will write you a check and to make it even. So it's it's a win-win, whatever way you look at it, from an employer, from a member, and from Level 2 as well.
A lot of great information. Dr. Grosel, where can people go to learn more?
Yeah, so for the Level 2, it's mylevel2.com, or you can go to myuhc.com for United Healthcare.